Hey, Branwen.
Hi.
What is your favourite line from Logan's Run?
I hate outside. I hate it. Never has a line resonated so deeply with me.
Oh, I'm the opposite. Completely the opposite.
Oh, okay.
Seah.
What's your favourite line from Logan's Run?
I'm your friend. I understand we all go crazy once in a while.
Is that Francis when he's in the jacuzzi?
No, it's when he's hunting them down.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's trying to get her to shoot the runner, and he's talking about, I understand you, and it's all fine because we all go crazy and I still understand you, and I'm your friend. And that's sort of relatable, sort of like, what are you doing, bud? What's going on?
Okay, this is the first minute of the episode and we've gone deep already. That's hilarious.
Sorry.
You're listening to Sisters of the Force, a Star Wars podcast, usually, with me, Branwen.
And me, Seah. Hello.
But this is another journey into wild space.
Oh my gosh.
It's also episode 40 of Sisters of the Force.
Is it?
Yeah.
That makes me feel even worse that I've only edited 2.5. Cut that out.
And for this particular journey into wild space, we are delving into a film that we mentioned a few times on the pod. We actually mentioned it in our first ever episode about A New Hope.
Oh my
gosh. I think as we were talking about 70s sci-fi and how
that
A
makes
New
sense.
Hope was like on another level with everything. And I think the sort of the main film that popped into our heads was Logan's Run.
Logan's Run.
As it would. It's always like just out of your mind, you know, just ready to come back.
Sure.
So we thought we'd do a deep dive into Logan's Run from 1976, predating A New Hope by 1 year.
Yes.
And not only that, but we're going to do it with two of our best friends in the galaxy, Oli and Meg. Welcome to Sisters of the Force.
Hi.
Hello.
I feel like this has been a long time coming.
Yeah. We've been doing this podcast for what? 8 months? 8 months. 8 months.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So one of the reasons we've got you two on is that you two were with me when I watched it for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Formative moment.
Formative moment. I'm trying to remember if it was 2010 or 2011. I
I
can't
have
remember.
no idea. It might have been 10, yeah, because it's
really?
the first days of our relationship.
Yeah.
Being Meg, so
Jeez Louise.
yeah.
That's why I thought you'd remember.
Under the bus.
Or I'd hope you'd remember.
Before we get into like when you first watch it, we should actually really introduce you properly.
Yeah, we should.
For the listeners. So you two are who I refer to regularly as the musical power couple of London. I don't know how you feel.
I'll take
I
it.
know how
I'll
you feel
take
about
it.
that. You'll take it.
I'll take it, yeah.
So yeah, can you tell us a little bit about what it is you do and also about your relationship with Star Wars? Because even though we're here to talk about Logan's Run,
We're still going to talk. We're going to sneak Star Wars in there somehow.
hopefully no, this is a Star Wars podcast. So yeah, who are you? We know who you are, but our listeners don't.
So I'm Oli. I'm a former Padawan of Branwen. I'd say that's the correct. Or yeah, maybe we're always Padawan for.
Maybe we are.
Lifelong Padawan.
I don't know. You've been teaching me more than I've been teaching you lately. That is for sure.
Obi-Wan was doing some stupid shit. And he was a master, so who knows? That's me.
So yeah, you are mostly involved in sound is kind of what I'm getting to.
Yes, I am.
Music-wise, is like our history comes from music and music teaching and music tech, but you are a sound, what do you call yourself?
I guess by trade, I'm a mastering engineer. But I have been delving into Atmos mixing and stuff like that as well. But yeah, I would describe myself as a mastering engineer, I suppose.
Nice.
Yeah.
A scientist.
That's the wizardry bit that I don't understand.
It's really
absolute
not.
Jedi.
It's really not
no,
what you
is.
think it is. You make stuff a bit louder and a little bit brighter, and then you send it back. It's not rocket science. And then you make it sound more complicated than it actually was, and then
And then you invoice them. Yeah. No.
Yeah, exactly. Nailed it.
Good.
It's still mysticism. It's still wizardry. It's still Jedi. I don't care.
Definitely.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take it also.
Meg, you're more in the music side than the sound side.
I am.
What kind of musical shenanigans are you getting up to these days?
Oh,
This is a bit of a catch up for us as well.
yeah,
by the
this
way.
is nice. Yeah, so I was a Branwen student, and then nobody else has quite met the mark, truthfully. I haven't met as good a teacher since then, that's for sure.
Second that.
Okay, I'm blushing.
So I've just been looking for my next mentor in London, and I fanny about on the cello, and I sing, and I sing with choirs.
She says, underplaying her vast skills massively.
I think I'm coming into this feeling just generally wildly underqualified, because my entire relationship with Star Wars is through Oli, so I'd never seen it before we started dating.
I mean, that's a podcast itself.
I do regularly sing the Mandalorian soundtrack in my head because I think it's 10 out of 10.
It's quality.
But also because obviously I wanted to be a diligent student for you once again, I was like, I'm going to write notes while we watch Logan's Run. I've just opened them and it just says cat called asparagus.
Amazing.
That's an introduction to me.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. I love that. So have you all watched Logan's Run
today?
Before? Meg, had you seen it before?
Well, yeah, I watched it with Oli and Seah.
Yeah, we all watched it together.
Okay.
But I was trying to think about this because it was actually halfway through watching it today. I went, did we actually manage to watch this? Because I think it was our second attempt, wasn't it?
We definitely did watch it in the end.
We did, but I think the first time me and Oli tried to watch it together and the disc didn't work. So for those days when Netflix was post you a DVD into your door, and the first disc they sent me didn't work, so I had to send it back and be like, it's corrupted, it doesn't work.
Watching today, there were some bits that I was like, I haven't seen this before.
We're probably chatting.
I think we might not have been paying the most attention.
That is possible.
I remembered the last scene and that was about it.
Yeah, I remembered like a bit in the middle of the last scene.
It really had an impact.
That's cool. It's fresh today. It's fresh in your mind.
Yes.
The only bit that I could actually remember was them going into the ice cave for the first time and then going, wait, we should take our clothes off first. And I think that was an inside joke for such a long time. Because every time one of us said wait, the other one would say that, and then that it just turned into a running thing for about 6 months.
That's a dangerous catchphrase.
and we were the only three that had seen it in the friend group as well. So it was just like...
Wait.
What's going on there? What is going on?
It was such a niche thing.
So, let's introduce the film. So I presume if you're listening to this, well, I'm not going to presume anything. If you're listening to this podcast episode, you're a follower of Sisters of the Force, you're into your Star Wars, I hope. But you may or may not have seen Logan's Run. And the reason we're doing this is because we mentioned this in our very first episode, way back when. And we also mentioned it about 8 episodes ago when we were covering season 3 of Mandalorian and the episode Guns for Hire, which is the Jack Black and Lizzo episode. Have you seen that episode, Oli and Meg, by any chance?
No. It's a wild ride.
It's unbelievably wild,
Season 3 Mando.
Mando, It's called Guns for Hire. It's about episode 6, I think. And it's got Jack Black and Lizzo.
What? Mando has changed since the last time I saw it.
When did we start watching?
I think season 2. I think we might have done season 2.
Yeah.
Season 2 is Grogu.
Yeah.
Carry on. It's a wild season.
You need to carry on. Season 3 is wild. Like, it goes all over the place, tonally, story-wise, everything. But this episode has got Jack Black and Lizzo play these kind of royalty. Jack Black's an ex-imperial who's like reformed, and is trying to pretend to be the good person.
Jack Black could never be imperial.
It's completely bizarre. As soon as you see him, you're like, nah.
I don't know. It's quite good. He does it in that way of like, I kind of
believe you.
Yeah,
maybe.
He's kind of being a bit dodgy.
He's a bit shady.
I think.
Yeah, he's a shady character.
Lizzo's a lot more like, she's the sort of more honest of the two.
Yeah.
But they're living this very hedonistic life in these domes on this planet.
City. Yeah.
Oh, right. That sounds familiar.
That's a direct callback.
There's like a droid malfunction thing.
Yeah.
Mando and Bo-Katan go on like a monorail thing, which is just like the monorail.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely a callback episode. So I think at that point we were like, we have to do this. But I think we'd already decided with you two. We've had a WhatsApp group about this episode for a very long time.
Yeah. Should we check when that first message was sent? Is that the kind of thing we do?
Yes.
I reckon it was about like the time when we started podcasting.
Maybe did I message you after? I think I listened to the New Hope episode, and I guess reading between the lines, I was instantly jealous. I was like, I need to talk about something.
Well, you're always welcome on Sisters of the Force. Yeah. So Logan's Run, 1976. This came out. It's based on a 1967 novel. So the novel came out 9 years before by two authors collaborating on a novel.
That's quite wild.
Doesn't happen very often.
No. How much before?
9 years.
9 years.
9 years. That's interesting as well. That it's not like, I don't know, I would have thought some old novel adaptation of something like super established, but to exist for 9 years and then make a film out of it, that's kind of surprising.
There was also talk of a remake, and they never did it.
Yeah, I think there still is. Or there was one with going to be Ryan Gosling, I think, but I don't think that ever got off the ground.
Okay.
But yeah, the film was in production for quite a lot of those 9 years.
Oh, wow.
Like they decided to make it almost straight away, but it kept going through different directors and different budgets and like people with different visions of it. Because obviously it's not the same as the book. They made some fairly crucial changes, such as the age of being carouseled. Well, in fact, the carousel wasn't even in it. You just went off quietly and kind of anaesthetized in a shot, and that was the end of that. And it was at the age of 21 in the book. But because they wanted some big name actors like Michael York, who was already in his 30s, they needed to change that story.
21's wild.
And then you're just making Peter Pan, aren't you? So you can't be doing that.
It was. It was like this whole thing about young people trying to govern themselves, and had a very.
It's got a very different tone than it being 21 than 30.
Yeah,
that really changes things.
The bit that we see with the cubs when they go out into the cathedral area where it's all wild and very dystopian, I think that's more the tone of the book in a way.
That's quite interesting.
So they wrote it, and then eventually we got Saul David producing it, who took over from somebody else I can't remember. Terrible research. And the screenplay by David Zulag Goodman. I think he obviously had to make some difficult decisions. But there were obviously various practical reasons about that, but also just story reasons. And the whole like ending in the book, the sanctuary exists and it's on Mars. But because of like budgetary restrictions of trying to then
get to Mars, it's expensive.
We can't fly these actors to Mars. That's not
no way. No chance.
I've seen people on YouTube and elsewhere on interweb saying that they preferred the idea of that going to Mars, but I actually liked the thing of it not existing.
And for sure.
It all feeds into the whole conspiracy theme of
how are you going to make a computer completely malfunction and blow up an entire city if it exists?
Yeah, if Mars is real,
I mean,
interesting.
Yeah, well, then they have to go back? Or do they never go back? In the book, do they never then go back to the city? Do they stay in Mars?
I don't know.
We're going to have to read it.
We're going to have to read the book.
We're going to have to have a book episode as well.
Before we started recording, Seah, you said that it made you want to read the book. And
I kind of wish I had. I don't know. I like to read book versions of things before I watch film versions of things when possible. But my attention span is terrible. So,
I have to say, I felt like the story was really solid. It didn't feel like a book adaptation where they completely, annihilate the story and you're left with something that doesn't mean anything. I felt there's a lot of themes and a lot of meaning, and I think that maybe they captured what the book was trying to get at, but in a way that is cinematic. Adding the carousel was a clear directorial choice or adaptation choice because it's a big spectacle to start the film with and end the film with as well.
It's terrifying.
It's terrifying, yeah. Whereas just a single person going in to be anaesthetized on your last day, it's like, in a book, that's dark and meaningful and painful and whatever else. But visually, like having people doing wire work and explosions.
And wearing spandex with flames on.
Flame spandex.
Flame spandex. I did want some of that. That looked quite fun.
All of the wardrobe. But before we even get into the rest of the film, we can't really go very far without talking about the wardrobe.
Costumes.
Or lack of in places.
Isn't he the first person to get a credit when the credits come up at the end? Isn't it like
he is,
costume designer is what's his chops? I thought that was generous.
Well, it was a real visual aspect of the film. Like, there's this whole thing about they're selling, not hedonism exactly, but like luxury and being able to indulge yourself and being able to be the individual that you are. And yet everyone is doing the same thing and dressing the same.
You have to have a uniform and you have to conform to all of this. Yeah.
Did anyone twig that the costumes were colour-coded?
Yes.
Yeah, it was just me then who was very, very slow off the mark. I watched it about 5 times in my life. I was getting my notes together today and I was like, oh my God, they're wearing red and green and yellow and that's what colour the crystals go. And come on, Branwen.
They even call them red ones.
They call them reds and greens and
reds,
yellows.
And greens,
Ollie set us a challenge in the middle of the film. I can't remember exactly what you said. What was it?
I said I was looking out in the background for any green men that were with red women rather than old man, young
rather
girl.
than the other way around.
Yeah, there were no old woman, young man at all. It was all, which feeds into quite a lot of themes of the film, I think.
Yeah.
But I couldn't see one.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was always either reds together or
or red men always.
Yeah, that makes me quite cross.
Little green side pieces with them,
Which, makes sense.
So this was directed by Michael Anderson, who was a big director in the 50s. He directed Dam Busters and Around the World in 80 Days.
Wow.
And interestingly, a version of 1984, which I didn't even know existed.
Wow.
Because this is not 1984-ish exactly, but it's got that same utopia/dystopia
There's a vibe
thing.
I kept thinking Blade Runner quite a lot of times watching it, like some of the more utopian bits of it. And I completely psyched myself out when Blade Runner came out. I didn't even was that like a 90s thing?
No, early 80s.
That's
early 80s, okay.
Well, there was one in the 2000s, which was the
it was a new one,
2010s.
There is a new one, I loved it, but I did have a tactical nap because it is very long.
It's very long and quite slow moving, as is the first one in a way. Not to critique, because they are both amazing.
They are
both
great
visual
films.
spectacles, great stories.
I watched that when I was far too young to watch that. Don't know whose decision that was, but there we go.
Incidentally, I did watch this when I was way too young as well. I think it was in the mid 80s, so I'd have only been about 12, and there was a series of vintage sci-fi, although back then it wasn't that vintage. It was only 10 years old. But there was this and Silent Running and Dark Star, some of the other sort of 70s movies, and me and my mum watched them all. So,
but it's a PG. It's a PG film.
Wild.
Which is wild.
Blows my mind. Every time I watch it, I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah. I suppose there's nothing too graphic on screen, but apart from nudity, I guess. But
nudity is the only thing,
nudity is the only thing.
Yeah, but the themes of it are
I wonder if it feels more, I wonder if that feels darker now.
Because of where we are?
Yeah, because of where we are. But but also in good and bad, so culturally, I'm 34 and I'm sitting here watching that film and it occurs to me, are there any old women with young men? Whereas, so to me, that's well, this must be more than a PG because that's outrageous. So this must be more than a PG because that's insane. But probably in 74, 76, whatever, you weren't having the same thought.
You weren't having that same thought pattern.
So that cultural juxtaposition isn't such a thing. And then also, obviously, the content maybe feels different now. I don't know.
But then I was also thinking about it in terms of when we watched it the first time, we would have been 17, 18, 19. And I remember thinking that 30 was so far away.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Oh dear.
We're all gone now. We've all had it. We don't exist in this world
had our
anymore.
last day.
Yeah, right.
We've all got people touching our face.
Last day, Capricorn 15's.
Oh my gosh.
Year of the city, 2274. Carousel begins.
She's quite scary, isn't she?
You'd have already had that.
Love it.
You'd have already been there. I am obsessed with that voice.
With the voice.
Whoever that is.
Yeah, so sultry.
Identify.
It's just really soothing, but also terrifying at the same time.
Yeah.
There's someone in Blade Runner who's quite similar, isn't there?
Yeah.
Is it the android woman?
The android woman, yeah.
Did you clock the lady asking Logan to identify after already saying that he was Logan a couple of times. It's like, Logan, please sit down. Who are you?
But I think the identification is using the crystal.
The crystal.
It's like an actual act. It's not just saying, I'm Logan. It's like getting your ID out kind of thing.
Use your crystal.
Scanning your passport.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just going to jump back to what you were just saying, Ollie, because we keep saying, we keep circling around the same thing, which I wanted to talk about, which is this thing about relationships and what it was like in 1976 or even in 67. If we think about when the book was written, I don't know if this would have all been in the book, but there's the scene where Logan is basically using like a dating app to pull somebody
manifest
through
someone
the system.
Thing.
Which I remember blowing my mind as a kid, apart from Jenny Agutter just being ridiculously hot. But then she steps out. No, actually, the first person he calls up, because it seems to be like a random thing. It's not even you have a match. It's just
she said, I put myself on the circuit, so there must be, they're putting themselves out there.
Yeah, they choose to go in. And then you just
it's
randomly...
like blind...
blind dating, beaming them into your living room.
And there seems to be no filters because he gets a guy first of all and he sort of just turns it down like with no fuss. He's no like, oh my god, there's an error in the mistake, which for 1976 made me think, oh, that's pretty cool, that's pretty progressive. And then she comes out and he says, are you interested, like, is it because you don't want to have sex with me because you're interested in women?
You must be gay,
and he's
right?
That's
the only reason. That's the only explanation.
Michael York, why on earth? What's gone wrong here? Well, I guess his point is like, you've put yourself on the system for a reason. That's clearly suggesting that the system is like, you just want like some cheap, low down and dirty good times. But he says that he's seemingly indifferent to the fact that she might be interested in women, which again is a nice little thing about that. But I only realised again today when I was looking through my notes, it's all ruined in a way when they get to the end and like it turns out that all Jessica is looking for is the beloved husband, beloved wife thing. Yeah. And it's like, it's placing the city then, the Dome City, as being like Sodom and Gomorrah, where all this terrible stuff is happening. And the whole point of the film is like, the sanctuary is the outside world and, you know, nature and all, which is beautiful.
Good American values.
Yeah, exactly.
Killing Francis with the American flag.
Literally Washington, D.C., which again, I don't think I'd twigged until this time round. And I was like, oh, it's the White House. He's in the White House.
He's in the White House,
It's pretty wild.
This kind of feeds into the whole, like, because it's a hedonistic place. It's a pleasure dome, essentially, isn't it? They're all meant to be
literally a pleasure dome.
It's a pleasure dome.
Isn't the pleasure dome basically like 60s and 70s hedonism of like youth culture, the outfits and the sleeping around, whatever? Like, is it a metaphor for youth culture of the 60s and 70s?
Possible of the 60s, more than the 70s. I feel like the 70s were a bit more. They were a bit of a pushback to the end of the 60s, because the end of the 60s. God, we're going down your real social cultural studies. Like the end of the 60s was a lot more hedonistic with like the LSD thing and the whole kind of free love and flower power and summer of love and all that, which wasn't as real as we think it was. I think we're looking at it literally in rose-coloured spectacles or whatever, but that was a theme of the 60s when the Beatles changed their career and all of that stuff. So then there was a bit of pushback in the 70s and everything got a bit more conservative again. So in a way, the film is sort of flashing back to that, but also it really projects forward into what happened in the 80s, because the 80s is where we are now kind of started. This journey down the kind of like, we can have anything we want on demand, which like why people are unhappy these days just gets me so angry. And there are some very unhappy people out there because like we have got literally whatever we want on demand. It's ridiculous. We're living in those times and yet people can't cope with
people can't cope with
people
whatever
looking
they want.
A bit different.
I don't want whatever I want. Is that toddler thing,
I want you to not have what you want. That's where we are now. Which isn't in this film, but you know.
It's kind of boiling down to these values and beloved husband, beloved wife thing. It could have gone further with that. And we've got this whole, like, the scene of the love shop is quite distressing. And and it really pissed me off because I was like, that's not what it's like. So it's still kind of demonizing sex positive people in a lot of ways.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
I was just like, but this is a pleasure dome. This is what it is. So in one way, they're not horrendously homophobic, but in another way, they are still kink shamey, sex negative people.
The filmmakers are not the characters in the film. The characters in the film are sex positive and free and everything else, but the filmmakers aren't.
Like in that bit, all the men go to Jessica and all the women go to Logan. Yeah, exactly. Like it's so binary like that. Yeah, how it's presented.
And it's shot with like full red. Everything's lit in violent red. And they might say passionate red, but it's pretty violent. When you put it with the music is terrifying.
Yeah, Meg, you made that
it's
point.
Really ominous.
Yeah, when we were watching. Shall I tell them or do you?
No, go ahead, my dad.
I'll speak for you, don't worry.
Meg, don't worry. Tell us.
I actually don't know what I said. I'm still really on the cat called asparagus thing. That's really.
I've got some notes about the cat. Don't you worry, we'll get to the cat.
What did I say?
Meg made the fantastic point that anything hedonistic is electronic. So it's all the weird synths and stuff. So whenever
like anything within the dome is like electronic, and then anything as it starts to expand out gets more orchestral and stuff.
There's certain points where he like begins his run, and that's when we start hearing orchestral things,
violins and stuff.
At first it's blended, and then when they get the sunrise scene or sunset, whatever, whichever way around it is,
and then it's the theme from A New Hope, right?
Pretty much.
Okay, so we basically got to the point where we've got to talk about the music, because we're all music people. If you're listening to the Sisters of the Force, you might not necessarily be a music person, but you know that we are.
And it's our podcast, and we'll do whatever you like. Thank you.
Especially when we got muso-y guests. I mean, most of our guests are into music, but you are especially into music. And we've talked a lot about music over the years together. We have a massive musical history. The four of us. So this was composed by Jerry Goldsmith, who is, I mean, if John Williams is the godfather of cinema music, then I think Jerry Goldsmith is probably his brother in that sense. Like he's the godfather brother. The God brother.
God brother. Whatever.
That's great.
I was looking at like his like resume, because obviously I know John Williams' resume really well because he's Star Wars. So like I've gone down rabbit holes with him a lot, but I hadn't done that with Jerry Goldsmith. But I was looking, I obviously knew his name, but looking through his like resume, and it's like Star Trek, The Omen trilogy, Rambo, Planet of the Apes, Alien, Poltergeist, Gremlins, Total Recall, Basic Instinct, The Mummy, the current Universal Pictures fanfare. You know, he's just...
There's lots of bisexual panic in those ones. Cool. Like it.
Yeah, he absolutely smashed it. I was trying to find out if he'd had a collaborator on the electronic side of things, because the electronic music is wild.
Must have done.
But I couldn't find anything.
Like those ups and stuff. And
Yeah.
That is quite alarming.
That is so like I can't remember what bit this is. I think it's when they're chasing one of the runners, I think.
Analog synths. They're so much fun.
It's so beautiful. Oh no, it's the carousel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Incredible.
Nice.
So before this, the only real massively famous synth score would have been Clockwork Orange, which is a nice opportunity to bring Wendy Carlos in, who is, apart from being a massive synth pioneer, is also a trans composer. Yes. So big shout out to Wendy Carlos.
Yes, and that is an incredible score.
Wild. I mean, she did the Switched on Bach album, which was at the end of the 60s, and to sort of demonstrate what the Moog and analog synths in general could do when applied to classical music. But this score kind of takes it to the
I've just
next.
been zoomed back by like 15 years, 20 years, 15 years. That was a proper zoom back to the tech room,
Upstairs at Emily.
In our little cupboard.
We all know that record. I just had a real flashback.
Oh, that's so lovely. Yeah, well, whereas Wendy was a lot more like, in quotes, musical, or like traditional music, more like Western classical approach, but just using synthesizers to play those notes and parts. This is more bordering on sound design in places where it's less tonal. We're into like microtones,
lots of sample and hold stuff going on, lots of arpeggios, lots of letting the synth do what it does.
Yeah, definitely. And like, it was scoring, a lot of the time those sounds were scoring moments that you see on screen, which is pretty rare now. You don't really get that now, but it was kind of like it would score a silent movie. As in like, I'm trying to think of examples, which I can't, but like the lasers.
With the carousel.
Or the carousel,
Yeah, the New You shop, and the Love Shop scene similarly. Yeah. It's like it could be diegetic music at that point. It's not supposed to be, but it kind of could be. And I guess the choice that you were talking about, Meg, of them using synths whenever we're in the dome, or to sort of tell the story of life in the dome, is the dome is, quotes, futuristic. It's the futuristic aspect of the film as compared to the finale. So they're using what was in 1976 futuristic sonic tools to do that.
And it's funny watching it now as well, because obviously quite a lot of those sounds sound almost vintage. So it almost makes the sci-fi seem like the opposite. And then you go outside and you feel like you've got fairly contemporary classical stuff happening in the orchestral parts. And then you're like, oh, it's so modern.
I was wondering that about Star Wars as well. So like, having A New Hope in my head being not that far apart. I was trying to think of like, why does A New Hope feel kind of evergreen in a way that Logan's Run doesn't, to me?
It doesn't
feel like
analog tech.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a New Hope is all the bit from when they come out into the sun. It's all that kind of music. So it's timeless in that way. And it's, it kind of helps it. There are lots of other things that help A New Hope kind of stay up to date. But
that's so interesting, because George Lucas's reason for getting John Williams on board and doing a score like that, and not going down the route of synths and electronic music, which thank God he didn't, was a retro choice. He faced a lot of backlash of the idea of doing a classical score. Everyone was like, why are you not doing like a sci-fi score?
Interesting.
And he just wanted to do like 40s, classic 40s movies, live again.
But it's because then they're inherently dateless then, because it's as it always was and as it always will be, not of a time.
100%.
Clever way of going about it.
I wonder if that was part of his reasoning.
Thought about it at the
or whether
time.
he was just doing it from a nostalgic, when I was a kid I used to watch Flash Gordon kind of a way.
I don't know what would the other precedent have been to make that decision. I don't know.
I don't know. I suppose like 2001 used existing classical music.
That's a really good reference.
But that's the only other one. Like, I think all of the sci-fi that was happening in the early 70s was going towards what Logan's Run did. Like, doing more like trying to be contemporary.
We got a mini Korg in one of the schools I was working in a couple of years ago, and I was teaching the kids how to use it. It was like a little patch one. And it was so much fun. And the kids were they loved it. But then they were like, why does it sound like old Future?
Wow.
That's really interesting that you've said that, because it would have been used to score sci-fi, but in the 70s. So we got to have that whole conversation with kids who, they were born in 2003. So
dubstep.
They'd already be dead if it was the book.
They'd already be dead.
Good Lord. The book. Yeah.
Sorry.
Thanks, Meg.
Thanks, Meg.
Keep it light.
Okay, here's a question for you then. Is there going to be a time where analog synths play that same role? Because technically, orchestral score is vintage still. Like, you're calling it evergreen, Ollie, and I know exactly what you mean, and it kind of is. And maybe Star Wars has contributed to that, or John Williams' career, generally, his like high-profile work, and everybody knows it, But if kids saying they sound old but new, that's interesting. Like, because analog synths they're stuck in time. They're never going to change. They're not something that's going to evolve. They existed for 15 years or whatever. And have never changed, and they're still being made. People are still buying them. They keep going through phases of being in fashion. It feels like they've been in fashion for quite a long time now, actually, like for the last 20 years among like certain genres of music. Like they've kind of gone into indie music, and now synth pop is massively back again, and dance music is still using analog stuff. But why, in that case, why does this sound old?
Yeah.
But to me, it was the patches were old. They're just very noisy.
They're noisy. They're very analog-y.
Yeah, like not using, I don't know, like the modern equivalent would be like Serum or something, and you're using like wavetables, and you're, triggering the filter off of the shape of oscillator 3 or whatever, like you're doing that kind of thing. You're using samples to trigger envelopes or whatever,
What's that called? The thing with the little
granular. Yeah, exactly. Well. So it would all be that kind of thing. Would be the sound of now.
What's that called?
What's that?
This literally has become a music technician at this point.
That might come up in your test, so it can write granular down, please.
Your assignment. I'm going to say your assignment. Okay, so your assignment is to go and listen to. You'd have to listen to all of it, but go and listen to the soundtrack after this at some point, without the visuals. Just listen to the score as like a kind of listening experience, and see if you still feel. Because I listened to it this morning separately, and it was a whole different experience. And
well, just when you played that snippet just now, that felt different to me than watching along with it. But also that when you just played it now, it felt like Stranger Things does, which is still but Stranger Things is still using retro synths to date it. So it's exactly. So it's still dated, but definitely in a different way for sure.
Yeah.
But even when he got into the orchestral elements, Jerry Goldsmith used some pretty interesting combinations of styles. I felt like there was still some atonal. There were bits where the string players were using techniques I had no idea what they were
Meg,
doing.
what were they doing?
Wow. I don't know exactly what they were. No, there was a lot of, this isn't a technique thing, but it was like the whole chromaticism thing of it became like that main like theme is just so juicy, and he does so much with it. So it's,
juicy. I like that.
I really like that's the technical term actually they teach you that in education.
Write that down.
Just do it again, make it juicy.
I want to play another bit of it, which I think it was either when he was at New You getting his face done, or I can't remember the other bit that I thought it might be. It's called Intensive Care, the cue. So who knows? I didn't sort of recognize it, but it is very disturbing. But it's not synths, and I don't even know what it is. So let's have a listen.
Go on.
All this like
creepy.
I'd love to see the score of this.
Yeah.
Is that all strings, or is it strings and synths?
I think it's strings.
I think it's strings. I think that's strings having a really nice time.
That is strings having a really nice time.
So cool.
Yeah.
That reminded me of like the
intermediate string orchestra.
Ooh,
Playing Pachelbel's canon.
Wow!
I'm allowed
Burn
to
it
say
to
that
the ground
because I did it for so many years.
You should do it for a lot of years, to be fair.
I paid my dues.
It reminds me, there's an anecdote about Paul McCartney when they were recording, I don't know if it's Paul McCartney or Lennon, or it might have been George Martin, when they were recording A Day in the Life, and the finale of that, the kind of orgasmic like rise up through, and they were trying to get the violin players to like, and the cello players to just start on any note they wanted and go upwards to their highest note or something. I can't remember the exact instruction. But it took them go after go after go after go. And they're claiming that orchestral players aren't very good at that sort of thing of being improvisational or like doing stuff that's off the page, or following graphic score or whatever. But I'm sure you disagree with that.
I do.
As a professional cellist, I'm sure you've done your fair share of weird noises.
I think I've done more weird noises than good noises, if I'm honest.
Say that weird isn't good.
No, good or weird. Good is the wrong term. Formal, structured noises, formal, polite noises. There's a composer team that I work with, and whenever they want that technique of that kind of like sliding, uncomfortable, ominous, eerie, glissandi, lots of strings, they call it Nazgul strings, which is obviously like a Lord of the Rings reference. So that's what we call it. So now we have this shorthand within the players that do those sessions where they're just like, can we just do a Nazgul string here? And then everyone just goes,
love that.
Everyone knows what it is. That's clever.
Okay, I'm going to jump in here with a complete sidebar podcast recommendation. If you've not discovered the Soundtrack Show podcast yet, get on it.
Downloading it now.
David W. Collins, who's a sound designer, composer, voice actor, he does loads in Star Wars, which is how I know about him. He's obsessed with John Williams. He's done a lot of like sound editing and scoring and stuff over the years. He did loads of sound design on Skeleton Crew, and he's done stuff on the Mall show that's just been out recently. Anyway, he does this podcast, and he does a lot of John Williams because he loves him, but he's also done like a massive 6 or 7 episode thing, I think, about Fellowship of the Ring, and then another one about Two Towers. He hasn't done Return of the King yet, but it is so awesome. It's so incredible, so deep, and you'll love it. Because as soon as you said Nazgul strings, I was like, yes.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yes.
That's such a good shorthand. I like having shorthands.
Yeah, because I'd never know. How would you describe? I mean, it's like you described it perfectly before about glissandi and.
I can tell you exactly how you'd score it if you want me to. But shorthand is much more fun if you're using the same players that you've used before. So.
Lots of squiggles.
So many squiggles. Yeah.
That's interesting though. I don't read score, so
you don't need to read score if you get squiggles.
So much more helpful.
I agree.
So you grab the score.
Great.
How do we think that he scored the electronics then? I'm intrigued by that question. So
I don't believe he actually
led?
wrote.
Yeah.
I think he probably worked with somebody who was a synth expert, and they just probably played around. That's my speculation.
Yeah. But then maybe, because you said it felt a bit more like a silent film, so maybe there was just people playing along to the visuals.
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, a lot of it was really reactive. Seemed really reactive. Like the stuff that was, and I don't know if this would be interesting to talk about as well, that I felt like a lot of the things that were kind of half music, half sound effects. And I was trying to think about, it made me think about A New Hope again also. Yeah. And then I was trying to think about the original version of A New Hope.
Yeah. How
much of that was as we remember it now then, and how much of it wasn't. So, like,
do you mean music?
You've just blown my brain out. I don't know what that means. Try that
again. So, I found a lot of the sound effects of Logan's Run to be not,
not Ben Burt.
Yeah, not Ben Burt, exactly.
Very far from Ben Burt.
And then where that led me was, do I remember Ben Burt being so amazing because he's had 50 years of remasters to kind of make sure that we still hear it in the best possible way. Like if A New Hope came out, there were never any other films. That was it. Does A New Hope sound as much better than Logan's Run in my memory?
Yes.
Would it still be like that? Yeah. I could.
Yeah. If you're back in 1977 watching New Hope. Yeah, there's a reason why people were queuing around the block for months on end to watch New Hope, and they weren't for Logan's Run, and a good chunk. There's loads
not
of
just
reasons for that.
Doom.
It was all Ben Burt. No, I mean, it was like John Williams. Ben Burt was a magician. Like he did. He was the first person, I believe, to have been credited as sound designer.
I don't think he was. I think Walter Murch was.
Oh, really? Fact check. Yeah. Controversial. I think I may have already said this on this podcast, so you're now fact checking ourselves. Thank you, Seah. He was a pioneer. Let's just say he was a pioneer of sound design.
Big time.
And it's still.
It's Ben Burt and Walter Murch. They both are.
Fair play.
But A New Hope blasters, for example, and the doors and the every single iconic sound.
They just sound great.
The ships, it all just sounds incredible, and also the visual effects as well.
Yeah.
The visual effects, they've tidied up a lot more since the first version of New Hope came out. So that again, I was thinking about that, and does that change my opinion?
Does that make a difference?
Yeah, but you're right about the mix. February next year, because it's the 50th anniversary of it, it's coming back to the cinema as theatrical cut. But I don't know whether that's theatrical audio.
Well, yeah,
right.
Because that's going to sound odd to us now.
Yeah, that will sound weird, won't it? Yeah,
I'd love that, to be honest.
Yeah. I would love it. Yeah. definitely.
Just for the experience of it. Because we know what it sounds like now.
Yeah.
I knew what it sounded like then because I was old enough to be but I can't remember. Like my audio perception brain doesn't go back that far.
You were too young to have an audio perception brain.
Well, yeah.
Born with it, mate. Born with it.
Well, yeah, obviously. But
I have to say, my response to the film was more about visuals, I think. Like, I remember being very excited about the visuals, but and the music. I'm sure the music, but not so much sound design. But the sound design, because it's done so well, you don't notice it. Whereas in Logan's Run, there were some good sound effects. There was one really particular sound effect I noted, which was when they're following the runner in Cathedral, and Francis is back in like the control center place, and they're following it on a little computer screen thing, and it disappears, and there's a little like buzz, and it just goes, and it's like a really horrible like thing of like, this person's now dead.
It's like a fly zapper kind of thing.
Being swatted. It sounded exactly like that.
That's another thing that this has got in common with Star Wars, is the crowing about death and the kind of getting very trigger happy and very gloaty about celebrating killing people, essentially.
And being terrible aim.
And being terrible aim.
I was like, we know where they got the stormtroopers from. This dome. They're all Sandmen. They're useless.
They just move straight into the white armor.
Straight in, They're already dressed in the Imperial little outfits.
Imperial colours,
yeah.
So,
good point. Well made. No. But I don't think Star Wars, they were quite so trigger happy in that way. Like that opening scene with Logan and Francis chasing that runner. They are maniacal. Their faces.
Horrible.
Yeah, it's really scary.
Francis particularly.
Francis especially.
Whoa. We went there.
I really, really love that in terms of the story. I feel like it is a really solid screenplay in that Logan is like that, but not quite as much. And within the first few minutes, they're having a conversation where Francis is like, why does it matter? And Logan saying, you don't know, you just assume. One for one, that's what we've always been told. Like, he's already questioning. He's already got a little bit inkling of conspiraciness about him.
But he was sent on an undercover mission, so...
Which he never tells her, right? He's never like, actually, I was literally here to like mess you guys up. Just to be clear. And she's obviously just not capable of figuring that out.
She finds out at the end.
Yeah.
Because she's in the interrogation room.
Yeah, exactly. I had the same thought.
Yeah, and there's nothing. I mean, plus it doesn't get much of a character arc, that character.
No.
There are some controversial deleted scenes. One of which in particular might explain, because she goes from being very mistrustful of him to suddenly being all in. Like halfway through the film when they're going through the kind of water sewage thing. And there's a bit missing, I think, where she has a fight with somebody from Sanctuary.
Right.
And I have a feeling that there's something that goes down there. Because you see it in this film, it cuts from them going down the stairs into the water thing, and then suddenly she's completely soaked.
Yes.
Meg noticed that.
And I haven't seen the deleted scenes, but I have heard somebody saying on YouTube or whatever somewhere that it's possible that there's a bit more of a story arc for her within that.
Also, slightly tangential.
Yeah. I don't know. Her character was sort of already in the conspiracy. So she's not necessarily there to have an arc. She's kind of following her trajectory, which is she's already part of the Sanctuary conspiracy and she wants to get out.
But then it's her not having a reaction to him being an undercover cop, but also because I wasn't convinced by him. Like, how much of this is he doing because he believes in it, and how much is he doing because he's an undercover cop? And like, just left ambiguous, really.
Like that thing at the beginning, he is questioning. He doesn't... He's the perfect Sandman to send on this job because he's already got this thing. And whether the computer knows that.
Yeah, why did the computer send him on the job?
Because he brought back the Yonk. He was the one with the Yonk symbol.
Computer has a lot of information about this already.
Yes.
I feel like there's some bits computers leaving out. It's like, by the way, this is an Yonk thing. This means Sanctuary. By the way, if you leave, then you might find it. I don't know.
You might find it. And also, I'm going to cut 4 years off your life.
Yes.
I think they're already, they are deep in it. And that's how these horrible computer, who is controlling the computer, like are the computers sentient?
Yeah,
we don't even know.
Yeah,
it's part of the nature.
On the note of computers, do we think that Box,
let's talk about Box.
Undressed all of the people after they froze them? Or did they get naked similarly to the leads previous to being frozen?
We should take our clothes up. Part of me thinks
that's exactly what I was hoping you were going to say, actually.
Logan's Run is basically a film about a man who, as soon as he sees this woman, wants to get her clothes off. Because basically, the whole thing is like, should we take them off now? Should we take them off now? How about now? Take the clothes off now.
We should take them off.
He's biding his time. She comes out the system at the beginning and he's like, later, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's two things here. One, a serious one, is there's another deleted scene that they cut because they wanted the PG rating, which has got way more nudity, where Box gets them to pose in this nude pose thing and turns them into an ice sculpture.
Yeah, see, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Which is why they've then got their clothes back on all of a sudden underneath their furs.
Yeah, I wonder.
I did that as well.
I found that hilarious.
So that's one element of I think Box has got this weird thing, but also the guy who played Box.
Box is just trying to get them naked too. Oh my god.
Box is played by Roscoe Lee Brown, who is an African American, and there's suggestion that he was a precursor to James Earl Jones, who's also an African American playing Darth Vader. And they're both playing robots. So does he have the Force? No. Is he Jedi mind tricking
going on? He's doing his job, but he loves his job because he laughs maniacally as he's trying to freeze them.
Does love it.
Yeah, and is it his job to freeze like a walrus?
I think it's his job to preserve food. Yeah. So he's doing his job.
Oh. So the penguins and the walrus is food, and seagulls are food.
Yeah. Because he talks about protein, so he's gone a bit nuts, and he's.
That was my second favourite line. Fish, plankton, sea greens, and protein from the sea. That haunted me as a kid for years. Yeah, his job was as fishmonger, basically, for the Dome Cities. So he was going to gather all the fish and just supply food. But the fish ran out, presumably because of the apocalypse. Or some other reason, who knows. Yeah. So the fish ran out. So he initially... He started freezing walruses and seagulls and things, I think, but then people started coming, he said, which is the sanctuary people. He started freezing
their protein.
And do you think that they had to be naked in the book, or was this like a sex cells situation?
I think it's just a weird mid-70s, we got to sell some cinema tickets.
Take their clothes off.
Yeah.
Box is persuading them to take their clothes off.
Yeah. We should get naked and then have a fight and then put our clothes back on. Sounds right. But they might freeze to us, something that's never happened in human history. Our clothes might freeze to us, so we better take them off.
But then put them back on.
There was a thing, I think it was that era of the 70s where censorship was changing. Because Jenny Agutter, who is, I love her as Jessica, she's an amazing actress, I think.
Good. I don't think I met Jessica during that whole film.
Didn't meet the real Jessica. No. Jessica 5?
I don't know Jessica. At least 6. They let Leia shoot some people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had quite a lot of shots of Jessica slipping and.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm not promoting the character. I'm just her as an actress.
They also another point where they pointlessly have clothes and then don't have clothes is when they find the water. They jump in the water in their clothes, and then the next scene is panning back down to them, and now they're naked. What are you doing? You've already jumped in your clothes. Wait, we should take our clothes off, put them on the side, and then carry on skinny dipping.
I mean, you could argue that it's a bit about the hedonism thing as well, isn't it? It's sort of implying that the Dome City, as we said at the beginning of the episode, the sexual
they're very free about
culture is very different. Yeah.
It's interesting how they completely abstract sex from parenthood, completely though, and there's that whole thing of being we are going to completely dissociate the role of mother from any of the women that you're seeing, and I think that's one of the things that came to mind when you were saying that in the book they're 21. That is crazy.
Yeah
and that big thing of the character that we meet out in the real world, and he has a mother and he has a father kind of thing, and that being a big part of it.
That was quite interesting. Yeah, definitely.
And that she's interested in meeting her mother, and he's like, that's a crazy thing to say. Why?
That's crazy. Yeah. Why would you want to meet your mother?
Why?
Yeah, women. Yeah. Shut up, Jessica 6.
Not to be too serious, but I guess if you're being that flippant with death, then you're also being that flippant with birth. So it's kind of like you're on the same. It has as little value as each other, or as little significance as each other. I guess is the point, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're in and then you're out.
It's a great point.
That's super interesting. Yeah,
that's a good point.
It's like taking away those big thoughts that people have, like what religion is for and everything else about like what is our purpose and what happens to us after death, which is a part of what some religion is. Not wanting to generalize or anything, but like if you remove that and then you remove the parenthood, like family tie type thing, you're freeing up people to be, I don't even know what the purpose of this society is. Like,
there doesn't seem to be much of a purpose, really, does there?
So just like
maybe in the book, maybe
we're missing that.
I do feel like there are things that we've missed.
But in a way, it sort of doesn't matter because it's more what happens. It's like the themes that it deals with. Like you can't deal with everything in every story, I guess.
No, but you can dedicate a good 7.5 minutes to talking about cat names.
Yes. Okay, so
cats. We haven't even talked about, Peter Ustinov, the whole, this Peter Ustinov is a delight. Apparently loads of his stuff is improv, which I totally get.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'd already speculated that.
That tracks.
Saw it confirmed on the internet somewhere.
I believe that.
Yeah, my favourite line of his was when he just taps the guy and just goes, leave her alone.
And
I was like, leave her alone.
Leave her alone.
Nothing sadder than a dead fish.
Nothing sadder than a dead fish, and that's really true.
He's like throwaway vibes. Like, oh my, he's just caught like everything. Well, I never much cared for my name. Just so gorgeous.
Yeah. But I thought he must have gone completely doolally being on his own for
Did they explain why he was on his own completely?
He said he was raised by his parents and then they died, and then that's kind of it. So we kind of assume he's been left alone with his cats since his parents died.
But we never find out anything about why he was there.
Yeah, why was he outside the city?
Nope. We find out nothing.
And he says that he was always there, so he was like born outside the city. Is the idea that the parents
he doesn't have a gem in his
escaped and then I don't know.
I feel like there's a whole group of survivors of whatever the apocalypse, the catastrophe they call it, I think, that survived and just carried on living outside and didn't choose to go in the dome route. And so it's which is possibly very likely to happen at an apocalyptic event where you get some people who are just like, we're going to grin and bear it and make the best of it. And some who are like, you know what, we just need to make a new way of doing this.
Yeah. Should we have a quick vote? Who's going in the dome?
Let's go to the dome.
Yeah, well, it's the ultimate question of the film. Like, if you could go in the dome, but you had to die at 30, but you could have all of that luxury and indulgence. And
I like the cats. I'm going cats.
The cats outside.
Because the cats are all named after cats from Cats the Musical. Yeah. So then I had to Google when Cats the Musical was made, and then I was like, no, but that's based on T.S. Eliot's 1939 book of poems, so that's where he's getting it from.
Wow.
Right. By that point, a really old reference.
That's Easter eggs upon Easter eggs.
That's great. So the guy from outside is quoting culture from outside.
Quoting T.S. Eliot from outside. Yeah.
Is that intentional, or are we reading too much into that?
No, I'm sure it is. Like, I think it suggests that he's still in touch with human history, I think.
Yeah, he's like knowledgeable of the world in a way that the dome
people... He's got all the books, isn't he?
He's definitely got that book of poetry. He talks about the Jellicle cats, and he talks about...
he chills out in the White House. He's got everything.
He chills out in the White House.
He's got Asparagus or Gus the theatre cat. He's got all
exactly.
I bet there is some symbolism to do with cats, because the whole thing is symbolism with him being in the White House. You know, like it's not a coincidence that he's there.
Yeah.
So possibly the cats thing. Post-podcast research.
Just the cat just come into the studio.
Was that the cat going in?
Yeah, that was the cat.
She was like, I can talk about this actually.
Well, the cat's actually leaving now that we're talking about the cat, so I don't know what that means.
You guys
I don't know the word cat.
Her name is actually Cat, because she's
her name
called Keddy. which is Turkish.
Turkish, we think.
For cat, because we inherited her from a Turkish family.
Yeah.
So she is called Cat.
Anyway, where have we got to?
So this whole final sequence, I say it's the final sequence, it's kind of Act 3, I suppose, in a way, once they meet the old man, who I don't know if we ever get his name.
No, he's just called the old man. He's credited as the old man.
Yeah, because he doesn't remember his name.
And he's the Yoda character, I guess.
Yeah, well, kind of, yeah.
I don't know, just don't think about Star Wars. Just always thinking about Star Wars.
I don't know, I feel like...
He's a nutty hermit, isn't he?
He represents like the true utopia.
Yeah.
He represents like humanity done right, I guess. Yeah, looking at it through 70s eyes.
Except he's on his own raising loads of cats.
He's so lonely, yeah. But I guess, it's kind of going back to that thing of what we were saying about like birth and death and the significance of it, because the whole point of his character is that he's lost everything and that all he's got is the cat, and that's like that's the fundamentals of the human experience kind of thing. Like you can't have great joy without great sadness kind of thing. So I feel like that's why his character's so sad, but also so nice. And then he has a really intense social interaction at the end when everyone's looking at him and touching his face.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
You haven't seen another human your entire life, and then, for however many years, and then you have these two nutters arrive in your village,
who ask if the cracks in your face hurt.
Ask you to touch. So they ask to touch the cracks in your face first, and then another one arrives. One of them kills the other one with a flag, and you witness the whole thing.
The whole symbolism of that. Oh my god!
Yeah, and then they take you to like all the people, and all the people want to touch your face. That sounds like hell to me.
Yeah. It does sound like
pretty intense.
I'm still with Jessica. I hate the outside. Take me back.
Oh my gosh.
I felt like that's something that he played so well. Like his bewilderment with them, but like how he just went along with them. And when they asked him to come to the thing, he was like, well, I've got nothing else to do.
He wants to see the people again.
And his stories that he was telling as they were going back there. I used to fish in this. And all of that.
So cool.
Before the fish died.
His reactions, like you were just saying, Ollie, about like when all those people appeared and come to him, and the youngish blonde lady walks forwards to sort of engage with him, and he could have really overplayed that. Yeah. But he just seemed like excited and a bit nervous and just like such Peter Ustinov, man. He's what a guy.
I think that's why I remember the last scene, to be honest, from when we first watched it. I remember the like significance of that moment and it being quite subtle. I don't know if the rest of it's super subtle, but
not as subtle.
That scene
there is a lot of subtlety in that. Yeah,
there's a lot of acting nuance. There are some moments of fabulous overacting and I mean it in the most loving, brilliant way. The Doctor, I think, gets a special award for coming off the phone. I want to answer all phone calls in that way. So good.
Yeah.
So good.
He was way over 30 as well.
I
mean, Michael York got away with it just about. But.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. Yeah.
Logan's got this incredible bit where he goes, "It's different now because it's me." This is every Conservative person ever when it comes to you, isn't it?
I love that so much. That's amazing.
So I love that for the faults of the film, though there are faults, that's not beat about the bush, but like but the story and the themes and everything, I still go back to it being pretty awesome, the way it's written more than anything.
Does Holly want him to have dark hair because they're all inbred light-haired folk?
Ooh.
So does she want him to get dark hair because variety. It's like she's craving variety? It's like, is it something she's never had?
Interesting.
There are quite a lot of brunettes out in the crowds. If you watch the crowds, it's the same people. You keep seeing the same people. There's a guy with a really straight fringe. It's like a very 70s looking fringe mullet, and he keeps appearing in the background. And I noticed the woman who goes up to Peter Ustinov at the end, she's in various crowd scenes earlier on. And I'm sure they just got all the extras for sort of 3 days and did all the carousel and then all the running stuff. And then
is that intentional in terms of, because at one point Logan explains that they're all inbred because they're all like a set pool of people.
Yeah.
So like is using the same people, and like you can go to the body shop or whatever it's called. What do we call it?
The body shop, the face shop. New You.
That's different. Yeah, New You.
New You.
They go to New You and I don't know, there's like a library of faces that they can use or whatever. Is that they're using a set pool of genetics,
set pool of things.
I don't know. Yeah,
I feel it's another commentary on like the individualism versus you're not really individuals. No. You're being told that you can have everything you want, but really you're just cookie cutter people.
Really.
You're individuals as long as you all look the same. Yeah.
To what end?
Wild.
To what end? Yeah.
What's it all building towards? That's what I don't get. What was the final plan?
Well, the dome. What's the point of the dome?
Is it just survival?
To whose benefit is this?
We never really find out.
You never really get the wider context of the scary computer. Is it just what's going on?
What's going on?
There was a mini TV series that came out after it with different actors in.
We're going to have to watch that.
Continue the story.
Episode about that now.
Part 2.
There's also a comic, I think, although I feel like the comic just tells you the story of the film, I think, in comic form.
Okay.
But
fair.
TV series, I have a feeling it won't give you any more insight.
Oh, cool.
Spoiler alert.
Just all a bit back.
Didn't want any.
I didn't want anyway. No, it's fine how it is.
I couldn't tell, like, in the nicest way, I couldn't tell how much of the benefit of the doubt to give the film, if you know what I mean. As like how many of these gaps am I supposed to fill, and how much.
Yeah.
Like, how much have you not been able to do your full vision? How many of these gaps am I supposed to fill? Yeah. And how much is just doesn't exist and I'm putting into it or not? I still can't really work that out. I don't know if you had that kind of experience.
I think probably all three of those things.
A little bit of all of it. There's like snatches from so many other sci-fi things, and I don't know whether they're tropes or whether they are deliberately borrowing from each other. Like there's a New You is a spa in a futuristic Margaret Atwood novel after the apocalypse. They hide out at a New You spa in the year of the flood. And that's a place where you can go and change your face.
Interesting.
And the same with Cloud Atlas has a whole like face body shop, face changing thing in the Somni arc.
Is it in Blade Runner? Is there?
It's in Blade Runner, yeah. They have it in Blade Runner as well. So yeah, it's kind of like, who did it first? Yeah. Where did that come from?
Yeah, I mean, 70s sci-fi, or just sci-fi generally as a genre.
Yeah.
Even way back into the mid-1900s, where sci-fi suddenly got really popular, and I feel like those tropes are tropes, and they are what they are. And which again, George Lucas just sidestepped a lot of them.
Yeah, because they're not
in what he was doing.
Not in Star Wars, are they?
Because his isn't a sci-fi.
Right.
It's a space opera. It's a fantasy. Yeah, it's not a.
It's not a sci-fi.
Are there any other things that people wanted to get into, or are we have we gone as far as you can go in Logan's Run?
I mean, I want to make the point again that like Leia is so much cooler than Jessica, and like that's
undeniable.
An asset of like I don't know, like is it another thing that gave A New Hope more longevity and scope and whatever that like they go into Leia's room and she's like, you're a bit short for a stormtrooper, like. Is that is that important for a kind of rounded story?
Yeah,
in a way that Logan doesn't feel like it.
It's why it's held up better, isn't it?
Yeah, is it just kind of part of like why it's easier to root for and then easier to keep alive and easier to be more part of a consciousness for a longer period of time? That then gives it significance. Like how much is the significance attached in retroactively, and how much of it is kind of active, like that kind of thing. I was thinking that a lot.
And totally, she is a big part of that. Whereas you could say Jessica is kind of a passive character.
Big time.
Like we were saying, she doesn't have that arc.
She's very passive.
Yeah. like she comes out of the Tinder portal and just like hopes that no means no in a utopia. It's just like that's not a good start for a character. It's awful, really.
It's awful.
Yeah, and she like comes out and she's like, I don't want to have sex with you. And then it has sex with him at the end anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like that one moment where I was like, oh, this is like a person with autonomy, and then she's like,
it's fine. I'm ready now. Let's do this.
Yeah, decides she likes him without like, I don't know, like, why do you like him? Who are you? Who are either of you?
What are his redeeming qualities?
What is
what
this?
specifically is attracting you to this person?
Yeah, exactly.
Apart from the very aesthetic rips in his costume as
it goes on,
yeah.
And Jessica's skirt getting shorter and shorter and shorter.
She just keeps losing bits.
It's just less and less clothes.
Bit by bit. Yeah.
And for the amount of times that they do take their clothes off and put them back on, and she just seems to have a slightly less every time.
It's not much point.
Yeah.
I want to do a quick shout out to the painted sets when they do get outside, because they are beautiful.
Yeah, they were very cool.
Yeah,
painted backgrounds.
Nice. Yeah, very
the visuals generally, like they used a combination of enormous sets in Culver City, like in the MGM studios.
Yeah.
But they also, because of budget, they shot loads in Texas. They shot in Dallas in a shopping mall to get that brutalist architecture thing at the beginning. The kind of main mall is like an actual place. And then Fort Worth Water Gardens, which is the bit with the end with the old man, and the sewage plant in El Segundo. And so they like used a combination of places, but somehow it does all feel legit.
And I think as well, like even from the first scene, like even though the costumes, there's kind of like juvenile quality to it, and that it's like, the kind of primary colours and everybody's sort of wearing the same thing, but it's just like immediately, even with those things, from the first scene, you're immediately just in this slightly naive visual world that like makes all of the scary stuff even more kind of ominous, and it is super consistent all the way through. It's really like striking.
Yeah, those colours and like the soft fabrics and the wraps and the satins, and it's quite sexy as well, like especially obviously the 70s fashion. But then when the carousel people take back their hoods and they've got the skull masks and the infamous flame.
It's so creepy, isn't it?
I really enjoyed the big gasp as if this was the first last day. It seems like this maybe happens every day, but everyone's like, oh,
what a great point. And also talk me through that green room experience. What's that green room experience of getting into these like skin tight things?
Yeah, and they're like on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, and hoods off. Okay, one time with me now. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, they must do rehearsals, but like probably a good part of your last year is taken up with dress rehearsals, surely.
And like the kind of pose you need to take as you're being sucked up into the air. And
learning to do those acrobatic wires must take ages.
Well, they're practicing flips in the background of one of the shots when Francis is in the jacuzzi, so maybe that is like last day training. They're like, practice your flips.
Oh my God.
That's happening.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, they're doing flips in the gym.
To watch it again now.
The last shout out I would like to give is the weird, slightly imperial looking creepy interrogation room with all the lights and the clicks. What is that interrogation? It's incredible, but it's
with the holograms.
Really scary, the hologram heads. So it's like he's not talking, but the computer's bringing this information out of him and putting it on show to them all.
That's really scary, isn't it?
Creepily playing it slowed down. What?
And not agreeing with the answer.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing. Like, it seems like it's reading his mind, but they're not agreeing with the answer, the thing that is coming out. So, and he's not lying either. It's not like we know that he's lying and he's resisting the force and then he's beating them. It's like, that he's telling the truth, but the truth makes the machine explode.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Right. That tells us about tells us the like
how does it all work?
How is it working and why is it happening?
The truth is super destructive.
And also I love that he has a sneaky little manic phase just before they catch him, before the interrogation, and he's up on the balcony going, "You can live," in the most hammy way possible. Love it.
That
was his moment.
He didn't nail that, I think.
He was trying to upstage futurist enough at that point. There's only going to be one Oscar nomination for this film. Spoiler alert, I don't think it was. That hologram was the first hologram of a person.
Was it?
Whoa.
Yeah, because it is actually holograms. They got a holography expert in.
Oh, wow.
And this guy called Chris Outwater, who was a genius. And they made a hologram of Michael York and shot it. So it's practical.
That's so
cool. That's cool. That's really cool. And who'd have thought ABBA would be just 50 years later?
Does that mean we're hurtling towards our own dystopia, utopia?
Oh, hang on.
We've been doing that for a while.
Meg is an ABBA hologram. So there we go.
So
that's the
Chris
full.
paved the way to let me be a
that puts a
choral
button
avatar.
on the episode.
It's a full circle moment.
Love it.
Who knew? Thanks, Chris.
Oh my gosh. What a ride.
Thank you, Oli and Meg, so much for A, getting through the movie again. We love it. We love it. We love it.
We love it, guys.
And for finally coming on. And you're always welcome to come on and talk about Star Wars, because that's usually what we talk about.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you back
I'd love to talk about Star Wars any time of the... As Meg knows, I'll talk about Star Wars whenever you want. Or don't want.
You should talk to these guys about Star Wars.
We'll be your Star Wars like...
And I'll just go do 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 next door while you do it.
Nice. Listeners, thank you for coming on this Logan's Run with
Adventure.
us. We had a little run. Yeah. Don't forget you can follow us
on all the things.
Yeah, we're on Insta quite a lot, quite active on Insta, a bit on Facebook, TikTok. I think we've got 30 followers now on TikTok.
Yay!
Boom. And Blue Sky occasionally. And obviously you can follow us on YouTube and your podcast app of choice. And don't forget to give us a 5-star review.
Yeah, do all those
Apple
things.
Or Spotify. Do all the things. All of those things.
Gosh.
We're coming back next week.
We're coming back next week, but we're not back in the Clone Wars yet.
No. We're doing another Journeys into Wild Space, which is a slightly Seah-led journey into wild space.
Oh, you're all fucked. You can go.
No, that's staying in. Should we tell them?
No.
Should we tell them what it's about? No.
No.
Okay, you just wait for that to pop up in your inbox on Monday morning next week, and get ready.
I'm trying to think what it is now.
Ready.
Wow, what could that be?
I'll tell you off mic.
Yeah, we'll see you then. Thank you so much for listening. Until next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.